What's up, guys? So, as you can see in the title, we're now tomorrow's December 1. So, we're now about 2 months away from, in my opinion, one of the most anticipating boxing matches in a long time. And I'm not talking about Tank and Garcia. I'm talking about Charlo versus Zoo. This is Tszyu versus Jermell Charlo. And been waiting for this one for a long time. Being from America, growing up in a boxing town, and then living in Sydney for the last 10 years, I've been quite impressed with Australia in regards to the boxing culture. You might recognize Tszyu. Look at the last name. His father was Costa, the legendary Russian fighter who came to live in Australia during the 92 Commonwealth Games and then stayed and then became an Australian hero and literally boxing legend. There are some interesting parallels with Tim's upcoming fight with Jermaine in relationship to, or Jermell in relationship to his father, Costa. If you guys remember in 2002, Costa traveled to Las Vegas, Nevada, as will Tim, as a huge underdog. Costa was a 7-1 underdog against Zab Judah and knocked Zab out in the second round. Wild. If you haven't seen that fight, it's one of my favorite boxing matches. You see a young Costa Tszyu, a prime Costa Tszyu. He had the rat tail, and he comes in with, they call his name. He walks into the ring with his entourage is, I think, 3 or 4 people, literally the same entourage as Tim. Tim's coming with two of his dad's coaches. But when Zab got introduced, he had like 20 to 30 people with him. And Zab was a huge favorite, had all the hype behind him, was supposed to be the next big thing, and Costa starched him. So my question to you guys is, all of you boxing heads, at least those of you who are a fan of my channel and actually watch boxing, not just Jake Paul fighting martial artists, but actually boxing. I'll take a little dig there, some of you guys. But this is a classic styles make fights. Charlo, some people say has one of the best left hooks in the game. This is going to make for an interesting matchup considering Tszyu's style. If you look at Tim, he is a pressure fighter. He's going to box your ego. He's going to put you in situations to where you're going to have to fight him. You're not going to be able to outbox him because his footwork is impeccable. He is a great skilled fighter, but he is aggressive. The thing about Tim is he has an impeccable ability to control space and distance with his lead foot. So that's something to look out for, especially with Charlo wanting to set up his left hook. That'll be, in my opinion, whoever controls the lead foot battle will win the fight. I think there's going to be fireworks. All the media down here have been writing that Tim's waiting for a war. He's expecting a war. He left today for LA. He's doing his training camp. Well, the last 6 weeks in America, and I think this will be his. He fought Geisha in Minnesota, but it wasn't a main event. It was I think it was his first introduction into the U.S. This is going to be his sort of coming out party. If he wins, it'll be his coming out party. That's what Team Tszyu is looking for, a huge victory against Charlo. And then Tszyu has been on record saying he wants the brother next. He's trying to take all of the belts from the Charlo twins. Now, if you look at the records, if you guys know Montana Love fought 2 weeks ago. He was a champ. He got disqualified. In my opinion, the scorecard said it was about an even fight. I thought he was losing to Stevie Sparks. Stevie Sparks is the Aussie who went to America, went to Cleveland, Ohio, Montana's backyard, and took Montana's belts. The reason why that's relevant is Tim starched Sparks in, I think, 5 rounds. Granted, Stevie took it on about 2 weeks' notice, and he was coming up a couple weight classes, but just trying to make an argument for fight sort of strength of schedule. Tim also has a victory over Jeff Horn. If you remember, Horn's the kid, another Aussie who beat Manny Pacquiao. Charlo has those fights against Castellano. He does have a victory over my boy, Austin Trout. That's great on your record. It's just a fight I've been looking forward to. It's unfair to play boxing math any way you cut it. It's intriguing. If Tim could go in there and duplicate the success his father once had, literally almost 2 decades to the day later, that's an awesome storyline. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you expect to win this? Do you like Charlo? Do you like Tszyu? And if you're brave enough, let me know your prediction. How will either or win in what round? Also, thanks for all the new subscribers. The channel is constantly growing. Last year at this time, I had 300 subscribers. Now I'm over 5,000. So I thank you. If there's any story you want me to report on, do a live on that I could chat with, or do one of our curated storytelling videos on either boxing, MMA, or any martial art, let me know. Leave it in the comments. But let me know who you like in this fight. We'll chat soon.